Well, Patrick Corbin got the win, which means I need to take up a new hobby. Let's talk some more baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven. Happy hump day to everyone out there. What a frustrating day yesterday. Holy smokes. Patrick Corbin, the pigs are flying. He beat Garrett Cole and the Yankees. He absolutely dominated them. Leave a comment below. What new hobby do I need to take up? I got a pretty funny comment of someone telling me about gardening tips on Twitter. So that was pretty good. But leave a comment below. Let me know. I need a good hobby because Corbin got the win and I don't know what to do. I guess I know nothing about baseball. That was absolutely insane. But we'll go over the bets in a little bit. Big announcement. You might not like it. There will be no video on Thursday and no video on Friday this week, the next 2 days, because it's me and my wife's 11th wedding anniversary. We have no kids. We're going to be celebrating the next 3 days together. So that's just how we're going to have to do it. But here's the deal. I'm going to try my best to still release some best hitter matchups and the best bets. Those are the only two I could probably have time for on Thursday and Friday. If I can get those out, they will be on 3 places: the community tab on YouTube, on X, and on Discord. By the way, if you don't know, Discord's completely free, and so is X. Come join, and you got nothing to lose. Just come get some info. But hopefully you guys will see those, and hopefully I can get some stuff out. But I just want to let you know. So this will be the last video of the week. Now, it's time to talk the Dinger Tuesday winner. That's right. And here's the problem. We got 3 people, so let's pull it up. Congrats to the 3 winners today. That's right. We don't have time for a showdown because there's no video on Thursday. These are the 3 winners. We are going to give $10 to each of you. Break it up a little bit. At Hall Quilts, at David Ferguson 5521, and at Johnson Revidad 3580. You all had Corbin Carroll. On some books, it was plus 1100. It wasn't really anybody else close. Again, we have multiple people on Corbin Carroll. So congrats to you 3. Like I said, there will be no showdown this week. It is just going to be $10 to each of you for the winner. So be sure to reach out, X, Discord, YouTube, whatever, and we'll get the Venmo, PayPal, all that, and get you your money. So that's what we got. Now, also, quick reminder, if you're sick of baseball, go check out the NFL season preview video. It is out now. We got our 5 best over-underrated teams, our 5 best NFL futures for this season, and our Super Bowl predictions. So that video's out now. Go check it out. Finally, we're getting to the end of this long-winded intro, but we got a baseball fun fact. Here we go. Joe DiMaggio and his brother Dom DiMaggio both have the franchise hitting streak records for the Yankees and the Red Sox. We all knew Joe DiMaggio. Joe with the ultimate #1 56-game hitting streak for the Yankees, a record that may never, ever, probably will never be broken. In 1941, his brother Dom DiMaggio, 34-game hit streak for the Red Sox in 1949. That's not too shabby. But anyways, in this video, we're going to recap yesterday. And it was bad. It was frustrating, but we'll move on. And then good, bad hitter matchups for today. And then we're going to talk who's on fire. Hitters on fire the last 7 days, like we do every Wednesday. And then we'll talk the good pitcher strikeout matchups, the full pitcher report, those best bets, and then we'll finish it with the hitter parlay ideas and the bets recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below. Really helps this channel grow. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we talk MLB, NFL, and NBA. And we have a lot of fun doing it. So that is the end of my extremely long speech that I just gave in the intro. Let's talk some freaking baseball. And it starts with the recap. All right, for those who followed, you're going to know this frustration. But this first one, Aaron Nola under 5.5 Ks, guys. It was brutal. Second to last hitter, he got his 6K. He had 93 pitches through 6 innings. Most managers and most pitchers are extremely done at 93. At the start of a new inning, they get the bullpen in. He comes back out for the 7th. And he gets a strikeout from Jeremy Pena on an inside pitch that wasn't even a strike, and he check swing, and that was it. That was the loss. And by the way, Alex Bregman had 2 Ks. I make fun of him a lot. He's one of my least favorite players, and he screwed me over today. He rarely ever strikes out. They were just chasing a lot of pitches, and even with that, Aaron Nola barely got it with 6 Ks. But that's baseball. It happens. Justin Steele for 5.5 Ks. You guys all know he hit it. It don't freaking matter because Patrick Corbin is an absolute monster, a future Hall of Famer, and dominated the New York Yankees in an absolutely one of the most pathetic performances I have ever seen by a really good team in the MLB, by what the Yankees did today. It was just absolutely atrocious. I lost a minus 800 juice reducer. Nothing else I can say about it. Vlad comes through. He got a couple hits, just stays on fire for us. Colt Keith, Mookie Betts. I don't know what Mookie did, but Colt Keith was on deck. And in the last out of the game happened, he did not even get his fourth at bat. He went 0 for 3, I believe it was. So I cooled him off. So, anyways, just one of those days. It happens. But every time we get to even, we're trying to get to the plus money. We either get over the hump a little and then we bounce right back. But either way, down 3.33 units. It's time to bounce back now. Let's have a great rest of the week, and it starts today. But before we get into the best bets, let's talk the good and bad hitter matchups. All right, it's a big day for these matchups. We have 21 good hitter matchups for you. This is page one of them. I'm not going to go over all of them, but we got some big names on here. Jose Altuve, Paul Goldschmidt, who we've not heard a lot from this year because he's struggled. He's 12 for 24 off Musgrove, and right across the way is Nolan Arenado, his teammate, 6 for 13 off Musgrove, with Devers above him, and then over there on the left, Vlad, who's hitting everybody, George Springer, Adolis Garcia. I mean, just a ton of big names, with my favorite player, Alex Bregman, down there on the bottom right. So take a screenshot. Hopefully it helps you get some winners today. And then let's check out page 2 and another big name. Corey Seager, 4 for 8 versus Chris Flexen. Not a surprise there. Then Haniger, I think we just had 2 Seattle Mariners, by the way, for the first time all season. Alejandro Kirk, 3 for 16 versus Brian Bayo. So that's all we got for the good hitter matchups. And now let's check out the bad ones. And we have 5 of those for you today. Francisco Lindor, the big name, 3 for 16 with 2 Ks versus the lefty Eduardo Rodriguez. Jonah Heim, 1 for 14. Jarren Duran down there, 1 for 10. It's Chris Bassett. He's not very good. I wouldn't just say, okay, now Jarren Duran can't hit. Maybe stay away from him. It's not that big of a deal because he is a good hitter, and I'm not worried about Bassett. But Lourdes Gurriel, 2 for 13 with 5 Ks against Severino. So that's what we got for all the matchups for the day. And now let's talk who's on fire. All right, if you're new to the channel, we do this every single Wednesday, and we got 2 pages today. It's hitters on fire in the last 7 days, minimum 20 at-bats and an average of 340 or higher. Here we go. I mean, Colt Keith just let me down, hitting 367 still, but Seiya Suzuki is absolutely crushing it at 467. And then we got Crow Armstrong, Pete, Mr. Pete for the Cubbies, 7 ribbies, 409 average, hitting the ball well. And then there's the rest of them. The Royals are playing some good baseball now, right there near the lead for the AL Central. Salvador Perez hitting 423 with 3 bombs and 9 ribbies, all in a week's worth. That's not too shabby. So take a screenshot. That is page 1. And now let's check out page 2 here. Mr. Aaron Judge is just, what are we going to say? He's just unbelievable. O'Neal Cruz having a good week again, 423 average. How about Miguel Amaya for the Cubs? 636 with 13 ribbies, leading the entire majors in the last 7 days with the average and ribbies. It's just absolutely insane. But the guy leading for home runs is Aaron Judge, obviously. 6 bombs up there. Tristan Casas, who missed most of the season, starting to hit the ball now, 364. And then JT Realmuto down there with Larnach for the Twins. So that's what we got for the hitters on fire in the last 7 days. And now let's talk some arms. We have 3 good pitcher strikeout matchups, and the first one is the Seattle Mariner. Luis Castillo at home against the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays 6th highest K percentage versus righties 26% last 3 weeks. Castillo 163 and 159.2 innings. He faced him on June 25th and only had 4 Ks against him. Obviously, the Rays are a different team now. He has a much higher K rate at home. If you want to take a K prop for Luis Castillo, you want to do it there. 28.1% compared to only 20.8% on the road. And he's been absolutely dealing in August. I mean, it's been insane. 33.7% K rate and a 1.93 ERA in August. So hopefully he can keep that up. Second one, Osvaldo Bido. I don't know what I was saying. Bido. Anyways, at the Reds. Reds, 7th highest K percentage versus righties last 3 weeks at 25.8%. And Bido, 51 Ks in 50 innings. He's got some nasty stuff, to be honest, if you ever watched him pitch. But he has exactly 6 Ks in 5 of his last 6 starts, and the only one he was 5 Ks. So he's been very consistent, and the weird thing is it's been against high K teams, it's been against low K teams. He just seems to finish right around 5 or 6. K rate on the road, though, is lower, 21.7% compared to at home, 26.1. Obviously, he will be in Cincinnati for this one. So that's page 1. Let's check out the final pitcher strikeout matchup. It's fastball Freddie Peralta against the Giants. Giants 8th highest K percentage versus righties in the last 3 weeks, 25.5%. Peralta, we know he knows how to strike out guys, at least over the course of the season. 164 and 142.1 innings. But let's just buyers beware here. I mean, guys, he is struggling. I'm putting it on here because his overall numbers are legit, but he is absolutely struggling with Ks. The last 3 starts, 4, 3, and 2 against the Dodgers, Cleveland, and St. Louis. Not saying they're easy K teams. Dodgers decent strikeout team, but 4-3-2 is just not normal for Peralta, no matter what the competition is. His K rate in August is only 16.5%, and you see it was much higher in June and July. So same home and road K splits as well. But just want to point out the good and the bad with Freddie Peralta lately. So those are the good pitcher strikeout matchups, and now it's time for the pitcher report. All right, here are the first 8 matchups, and as you see, Paul Skeens is up there. He's not on the good pitcher strikeout matchups because the Cubs are like a bottom 5K team lately. They've been really good against righties. But Skeens, remember, he is on an innings limit or pitch count, however you want to say it. That's what they came out and said, but they did not tell us what exactly. They are going to slowly take him down a little bit, which is what we talked about in the midseason video. If you watched it, I was worried about him Rookie of the Year because I knew they were going to limit his innings. But anyways, he's going up against Kyle Hendricks, who's just been flat out awful. So Michael Wacha versus Tanner Bybee. Obviously, we know Wacha just continues to pitch well, 3.32 ERA. Still with that 4.59 expected ERA, though. And Bybee misses some more bats, and he's been decent this year. I think his last start or the start before was not good. But Spaghetti versus Taijuan Walker. Taijuan Walker, this might be his last year in the majors. He is absolutely horrendous. And Spaghetti, we know he's been looking better lately, 27.5% K rate. He's just been missing a lot more bats in the last month or two, that's for sure. And then Luis Castillo, we talked about going up against that stud for the Rays named TBD. Beto versus Lodolo. I haven't been that impressed by Lodolo this year. I was expecting a little bit more, but Carlos Rodon, Mackenzie Gore, a couple lefties there. We know the advantages with the Yankees, but who knows because it was yesterday too. And then we got the NL Cy Young favorite, Chris Sale, going up against Festa. And I do expect some runs in Boston, that's for sure, with Basset Hound and Brian Bayo. So those are the first 8 matchups. Take a screenshot. All the averages are on the bottom, and let's check out page 2. All right, these are the final 7 matchups, and holy runs in that first one. Griffin Canning versus Kenta Maeda. You got to be kidding me. That's insane. Maeda over 10 hits per 9 innings. Kyle Freeland down there over 10 hits per 9 innings. And the other one is Walker Buehler. That's right, the stud from a couple years ago. He is struggling to find his footing this year with 11.6 hits per 9. He's going up against Corbin Burns. 2 years ago, that's just an absolute elite matchup. This year, it's okay. Corbin's been getting hit around a little bit. But other than that, we don't have anybody. Musgrove was dealing last start, as you know. I took his under Ks. And Palante has been actually throwing the ball a little bit better lately. And then we got Peralta against the lefty for the Giants, Kyle Harrison. So take a screenshot. Hopefully this helps you get some winners. And now it's time to talk some best bets. All right, before I get to my first best bet today, I have to tell you about our partner, KALSHI. That's right. If you are not a part of this website, you are missing out. There's a lot of money to be won and a lot of fun to be had, that's for sure. It is federally regulated in all 50 states. You go to the website, and it's like stocks. You can buy and sell contracts, but it's on world events, things that actually interest you. It's a ton of fun, so go check it out. As you guys know, we do our trades of the day sometimes, so that link is below in the description. But here we go. This first game takes us out to Los Angeles, where the Dodgers host the Baltimore Orioles. I know you're shaking your head. I am betting an Orioles game. Dodgers moneyline minus 112. Orioles on the moneyline minus 108 with a total of 8.5 runs. And let's take that total. Give me the over 8.5 runs at minus 112 on DraftKings for a half unit. And by the way, both bets I have so far for tonight for this video are half unit plays because the player props are taking forever to come out. There's not one pitcher strikeout matchup that I gave out earlier in this video. Not one of those props is out yet. So I'm just going to have to give you what I like so far as of tonight, the night before. But let's talk about this one now. We got Corbin Burns versus Walker Buehler. A few years ago, this may be a matchup of 2 elite starting pitchers, but that's not the case anymore with these 2 pitchers. Now, before we get into it, I do want to mention fading me on Orioles bets has been a very profitable decision. I know I'm not supposed to come up here and say that, but I'm going to tell you that I have absolutely hated betting them. But shoot or shoot, we got to try. So here we go. And Ryan's shaking his head because he doesn't like when I bet Orioles games, that's for sure. But here we go. Corbin Burns. Now, when you hear the name Corbin Burns, you think, oh my gosh, this guy is elite. We don't want to fade him, anything like that. It hasn't been the case lately. First of all, his K rate is as low as ever. We've talked about it all season long. He just doesn't miss as many bats. He has really struggled this month. In the month of August, 8.71 ERA. He has given up 29 hits in 20.2 innings, along with 3 home runs and a 3.22 average against. It has been horrendous for him. And also given up a season high out of all the months, 478 slugging. So he gave up a combined 8 runs in 2 starts versus two struggling offenses versus the Rays and the Guardians. So it's not like it's just been him against the elite offenses or anything. And now he faces a Dodgers lineup. They're fully loaded again. I mean, they're deep with Mookie back, Freddie Freeman back. You see that lineup, and it is pretty dangerous. The last 3 weeks, with guys going in and out of the lineup, ninth best WRC plus, fifth best slugging, fourth best ISO power. I expect them to get to Burns here. I expect them to hit him around a little bit and get some of these runs. So next one, Walker Buehler. My goodness, Ferris Bueller's day off has been horrendous. He has a 6.09 ERA, as you guys know, but what he really does not know how to do is miss bats. I mean, this is insane, guys. He faced three teams. You guys know these teams: Mariners, Rockies, and Pirates. Three extremely high strikeout teams. 1, 2, and 3 Ks. I mean, it's bad. 16.9% K rate for him. He has now given up 3 or more earned runs in 7 straight starts. He is getting hit around absolutely everywhere, and he is facing an Orioles offense that, one, hates me, and also, two, they hate me even more. But they have been struggling a little bit last 3 weeks. I'm not going to lie. 6th lowest WRC plus versus righties. But in my opinion, this is that game where you bounce back a little bit. It is Walker Buehler. He struggled against bad offenses, like I just mentioned before, with K's, but he's also given up runs to those bad offenses. So I think it's a great bounce back spot, and I think that's where we're kind of getting a good low 8.5 number here. This number I think should be 9.5. I think it's I think we're going to see some runs here, and then bullpens, Orioles and Phillies, or Orioles and the Dodgers. Sorry, can't even think right now. They have struggled in the last month a little bit. They don't scare me. Dodgers have been better lately, but I thought about Dodgers team total is actually highly juiced at 3.5. But I'm gonna take the full game over because I think both teams can actually score here. Maybe the Dodgers just go off and they go 7, and the Orioles just need to give me 3. That's all I need. So hopefully the Orioles do not let me down. We break this curse and we win a bet on the freaking Orioles. Give me over 8.5 runs as my first best bet. All right, this second one takes us out to Philadelphia, where the Phillies host the Houston Astros. Phillies on the money line -112, Astros on the money line -108, with a total of 9.5 runs. It's not a player prop again. Like I said, not a lot of player props out. I will definitely have more in the morning. But my second best bet for another half unit, the Astros team total over 4.5 runs. I really do like this bet. We're getting at -125. Astros just lost the first 2 games of the series. They've struggled. They scored 2 and 0 runs. It has just flat out not been pretty. And that's why I like to take them to bounce back here. So it's going to be hard to hold them down 3 games in a row, especially when you have Taijuan Walker on the mound. Goodness gracious, this guy is a Christmas tree. I know. I said the words. I'm making fun of him. We all know what happens usually then. But he has given up 1 or more home runs now in 8 of his last 9 starts. He's coming off a 3-inning, 6 earned run start last time against the Royals. Walker has a 6.26 ERA. He has given up a 288 average to righties, 294 to lefties. It does not matter if you're a righty, lefty, or if you swing directly over the top like you're chopping wood. They are going to hit Taijuan Walker. He's also given up a lot of power. 17 home runs in 13 starts. 2+ home runs given up in 3 of the last 4 starts. The Nats also were one of those teams that got 2 home runs. Not a very powerful team. I just think this is a great bounce back spot for the Houston Astros. Last 3 weeks versus righties, 7th best WRC plus, 8th best slugging, 10th ISO power. So even with the 2 games they've been struggling, they still are a top 10 offense. And then you have the Phillies bullpen, 8th highest ERA since the trade deadline. They've given up the 7th most home runs per 9 innings also since the deadline. Astros road team, as you guys know, I like that. 9 guaranteed at bats. Give me the Houston Astros to hopefully not let me down and score 5+ runs in this one as my second best bet for a half unit. And now let's check out the hitter parlay ideas. All right, before we get into the hitter parlay ideas, I just want to let you know I did mess up saying something. Taijuan Walker has given up 3+ earned runs in 8 of his last 9 starts. And then 1 home run in 6 of the last 7 starts. Had those stats confused. Either way, he's getting hit around. But here we go. Hitter parlay ideas. I got 4 of them for you. By the way, I gave out all Yankees hitters yesterday, and 7 of the 9 got a hit. So that was pretty nice to see. But I actually didn't even see if the rest of the guys got a hit because I know my guys did not, or my guy, Mr. Colt Keith, just absolutely let me down. But this one, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., rinse and repeat, 409 last 7 days. I mean, you guys know all of this. He's on an absolute tear. 2+ hits in 4 of the last 5, 8 for 19 off Brian Bayo, and he crushes at Fenway Park like we talked about. Man's on fire. O'Neal Cruz, 423 last 7 days. We talked about him too. He hits righties better at a 282 clip, very well at home, 300 average, facing Kyle Hendricks, who is struggling, giving up over 10 hits per 9 innings. Hendricks is given also up a 305 average to lefties, a 324 average to lefties on the road. I like the matchup there. Third one, Freddie Freeman. Kind of a gut feel and just kind of how lefties have been hitting Corbin Burns lately. 4 for 8 off Corbin Burns. Burns has just been struggling, like we said already. 30 hits in the last 20.2 innings, 1+ hit in 15 of the last 20 games. I like Shohei here as well. I like a lot of the Dodgers hitters. Obviously, I had the over in that game. So give me Freddie Freeman. Fourth one, Kerry Carpenter of the Tigers. Let's take another chance on a Tiger player. 1+ hit in 5 of his last 6 now. This is a more under the radar one. He hits righties well, though. Hits 309 off of them this year, and he's facing the righty Griffin Amacanning, just absolutely bad. We've talked about him all year. 9.3 hits given up per 9 innings. He's given up a 277 average to lefties and a 294 average to lefties on the road. He struggles on the road, including a 548 slugging to lefties on the road, which is not pretty. So those are my four. Give me Carpenter, Freeman, O'Neal Cruz, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. as my hitter parlay ideas, along with my 2 half units. And don't worry, I will have at least one unit play coming out either before I go to bed or probably in the morning, because there's just not a ton of props out yet. So that's what we got. But before we wrap it up, let's check out the recap. All right, just the 2 bets so far. Over 8.5 in the Dodgers-Orioles game at -112 on DraftKings, and then the Astros team total over 4.5 runs at -125 on DK. More plays coming in the morning in the pinned comments on X and on Discord. It's free. Go check it out. Go click that link and join that Discord as we talk sports every single day. But just another quick reminder, no video Thursday, no video Friday, as I'm hanging out with the wife for our anniversary. But I will try to get out as much as I can with hitter matchups and best bets. So thank you guys for the support again this week. I cannot thank you enough. It's been awesome, keeping the positivity. So let's finish the week strong. Hope you have a great Wednesday, a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you soon.